All right. We're in round 3. We're 2-0. This league brought to you by Doritos, Spicy Sweet Chili, and Polar Seltzer.
Yeah, we snacking.
We snacking. You're listening to it. Enjoy it. We're on the play. We're up against YC Yao. We just crushed them in the die roll. So we're going to be on the play.
5 for 1.
Yep. Okay, we got 2 lands. We got a Vial. We got a creature on 1 and 2. We got a Path to Exile. This hand relies on fetching turn 1 Hallowed Fountain. And other than that, it's great. Well, and it has a Remorseful Cleric, which just sucks.
It's going to be good here.
Maybe. Definitely better with Vial. This card is just in every single possible way worse than Rest in Peace if you're just casting it as a sorcery. But with Violet, it's pretty good. You can definitely get people with it. Didn't we get somebody the other day with like Noxious Revival on the stack?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was sweet. I think we Rattle Chains it in there. All right, opponent's on a mulligan, and they scry to the top. I think I'm gonna play Moorland Haunt and Aether Vial because if we draw another land, we don't have to fetch Shock. We don't know what we're up against. There are a lot of decks in Modern where we don't want to be going to 17 on turn 1 just to play an artifact. Bloodstained or Blackleaf Cliffs. Burning Inquiry.
Okay. Turns out your keep didn't matter.
All right, our keep doesn't matter. So like, just do me dirty. All right, our hand didn't change. We lost a Path to Exile, and they played a Hollow one.
The card we need.
Okay, 1 Hollow one is not the end of the world. We still have the Remorseful Cleric.
And they're going to regret it.
They didn't discard anything that's like worth trying to get out of the graveyard. So right now, I think I want to get the Supreme Phantom on the board.
Moorland Haunt's kind of neat here, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, Moorland Haunt is a great card in this matchup.
Not a great card in catch up.
What?
What?
Is that like a condiment joke or?
It was.
Okay, because Moorland Haunt is actually pretty good when you're behind, as long as you have creatures in the graveyard. But it is not good in catch up. All right, so if they have an Angler, then we suck.
Can you counter that?
Yeah, but do we want to? I think no. I'd much rather vial this in and counter like another Burning Inquiry.
Okay.
We're at 19. We have a basic in hand, so we can continue to not deplete our life total. We have 2 creatures in the graveyard now, and a Moorland Haunt plus blue-white.
So you just want to tick up and draw more cards?
Yep, that's exactly it. Faithless Looting, or are they trying to like cast an Angler right now? But they're in end combat.
So are you bringing the vial up to 2, or are you gonna leave it on 1 because you have 2 wonders?
I'm gonna bring it up to 2 because Flash Remorseful Cleric is great. Burning Inquiry. So perfect. We got rewarded for that play. We can counter this now. Wouldn't have been able to do that if we had tried to protect the Supreme Phantom. Puts another creature in our graveyard for Moorland Haunt. This is great. This is lining up well. Pretty much the only loose end left to tie up is eventually answer this Hollow one. Oops. Meant to put a stop in their upkeep and try to get rid of the graveyard. There is no Faithless Looting in the graveyard. So right now their graveyard is exclusively producing Gurmag Anglers. I think I'm okay with that.
Isn't it better to keep them dumping resources?
Yes. I mean, if there were even like one Faithless Looting in there, I'd be inclined to try to exile it now. But right now we're doing nothing except stopping a Gurmag Angler, and I don't think that that's good enough.
You're gonna take 4.
I also don't think we have to block yet. Because it's possible for us to like actually start to get ahead on board if we get Lords. Burning Inquiry. That's pretty good. I think we should vial in.
You need to get your cleric.
We vial in the cleric here. As long as they keep casting Burning Inquiries, they're just going down on cards to do that. So, got a Rattle Chains. If they cast an Angler, then that sucks. Looks like they're casting an Angler. This card is trash. Ugh.
Well, we had an opportunity to use it.
Tassiger. Well, Tassiger is not as good as Gurmag Angler. Spellcaller plus 2 Lords can block a Tassiger.
Why do they play? Is it just like a 5th Angler?
No, I think it's in a lot of cases the same as Angler, but it costs 1 less. It's a little bit easier to set up an early Tassiger.
Because they can't ever act.
I was reading like the lines that the deck can make, and there are like several more possible ways of turn 2 Tasker than there are turn 2 Angler. Mm-hmm. So I think they play like 1. Gotcha. The question here is, do we cast the Rattle Chains or make a Spirit? I think it's more mana efficient to make a Spirit. Well, it's unquestionably more mana efficient to make a Spirit. We keep this on 2. Field of Ruin does nothing. Probably hold the lands, right?
Sure.
I guess they've already cast 2 Burning Inquiries, so we're not really afraid of Burning Inquiries anymore. So let's play the lands out, I guess. Attack for 2. They got 1 card in hand. This is a race we can eventually start to win. Let's see. We're at 11. 1 hit puts us to 7, which is attack plus bolt. But 2 hits, we're just dead to bolt. So I think we can block 1. Mm-hmm. Take 4. I feel like they probably don't have much left. Violin, Rattle Chains. Just keep producing creatures. Activate Moorland Taunt. They're F6'd. No, they're not. Yeah, they are. Just keep up the stream. Let's put this up to 3 now. Because we have Rattle Chains. So everything has splash, and we just want to be mana efficient. Serum Visions is fine. Fetch an island first. On this board, there's no functional difference between 6 and 7, right? Like, I guess they got a double bolt, but they already cast 1. Serum Visions. Phantasmal Image. Drogskell Captain, Remorseful Cleric. Yeah, okay, so Remorseful Cleric on the bottom. Drogskell on the top.
Let's do some math.
Yeah, so we attack for 5, so put them to 11.
Do you need to block both in case they have bolt?
Do we play around bolt? Well, so let's consider both possibilities, right? So if we attack for 5, we put them to 11. We make a Spirit. We block go to 2. We untap, we play 2 lords, and attack for 11. Exactly. I think that's what we have to do.
Okay.
We die to land plus Flamewake Phoenix. We die to Faithless Looting, discarding Flamewake Phoenix.
We die to a lot.
But we threaten lethal if we don't die.
Right.
Well, actually, we don't have the panic button of the Phantasmal Image. That kind of sucks. Because, like, this is on... The vial's on 3. We gotta decide if we're playing to win or playing to not lose. It's game 1.
I think we're playing to win, right?
Yeah, so, they don't have black for Bloodghast. Let's attack with everything. Double check the math before we do. 2, 4, 5. 16 minus 5 is 11. Untap, Lord, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we do have exactly lethal. I think this is the right play. I think we gotta... They've, like, whiffed on multiple burning inquiries. Even if they thought seize us... If they thought seize us, we're kind of in trouble, because we can't cast this thing at instant speed. You piece of garbage. Phantasmal Image. Alright, so we die if they have a bolt.
Right.
2 different ways. They're not even under any pressure to bolt this thing. They just bolt us. Or they don't, and maybe we win.
Another Ingvar.
Yes! Alright, cool, we got there. We got there because we played to win.
Still have a mana.
Oh, well, they would have just bolted us, though, right?
Sure.
I guess they could be playing around Spellqueller. Alright, you're right. I spoke too soon. We didn't get there yet, but we're darn close. Yeah!
Nice.
Alright, that we got there because of smart play.
Yeah.
Presenting exactly lethal flying was good. This deck does not play a lot of interaction. The red-black deck. They play the 4 bolts. Main deck, they might have Collective Brutality. Some do, some don't. And besides that, they really don't play a lot of interaction. So in that case, we were mostly playing around their haste creatures. They have Bloodghast. At 6 life, they have Bloodghast and Flamewake Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. Starts sideboard.
Yeah. This is fortunately a pretty straightforward sideboard. So, all right. So they can't be worship. Eidolon prevents the multiple Hollow 1 turns. Rest in Peace is obviously an auto include. Echoing Truth is very good against Hollow 1 and Delve creatures. They produce too many creatures for us to use Unified Will. Stony Silence obviously is irrelevant. The question mark is Thalia. I think she's probably good enough on the play. I don't know if she's good enough on the draw, so let's wait and see what we're taking out. A Selfless can get cut. Phantasmal Images can definitely get cut. The Ether Vials were cute in that game. They don't do a whole lot. Serum and they have card disadvantage, which is really risky against like a Burning Inquiry. Mm-hmm. Serum Visions, on the other hand, can repair a lot of hands. Mm-hmm. So I like keeping Serum Visions in. I think this is probably an easy 6 for 6.
I agree.
We're bringing in Worship. We're cutting Ether Vials. Bringing in a land could be good. Mana Leaks are bad. Forgot about Mana Leaks. They play discard spells. They play really cheap spells. So I think we should bring in maybe a Plains and a Thalia.
Sure.
I feel good about that first game.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. That was smart play. Did some math. Played Merfolk there a little bit.
Right.
So this hand's actually not that bad. It's obviously soft to multiple turn 1 hollow ones, but like everything is. I think I'm gonna mulligan it, but it's not as bad as a 5-land hand could look. It's got removal for their first creature.
Right.
It's got repeatable creatures. This hand's definitely better.
Right.
So I'm glad we kept that. Don't need the third path. I mean, I kind of like the third path, but we want a third land or another creature more than we want the third path. Grim Lavamancer. That is a great path to exile target. Do you like seeing the Supreme Phantom when they play an early Lavamancer?
Mm-hmm.
Lavamancer is just such a sweet answer to Thalia, though. Faithless Looting. Are we on Hollow One? Are we on Angler? Or are we on Bloodghast? Or we get extra lucky in all three. Alright, they discarded lands, so it must be Hollow One.
Stomping Ground? What's the Stomping Ground for? Nature's Plan?
Yeah, sideboard artifact removal. It's also possible they're playing Vengevine, and the Stomping Ground is there to incidentally cast it, but I don't think that's the most likely thing. Alright, that thing's getting pathed. Kind of stinky, because they can flash back to Faithless Looting, but they only have 1 mana, which gives us a perfect window to resolve Thalia, and then the following turn they can't actually cast the Faithless Looting off the 3 lands they have. So, it's Thalia time. She's probably just going to straight up die. But 2 mana to kill a Thalia, I feel like we're in good shape there. Okay, she straight up dies. Flameblade Adept. Okay, still good. Now we can Phantom plus Path. I still think Phantom plus Path is probably the better play.
Sure.
Because their following turn is almost certainly going to be Faithless Looting Flashback. And if we were to try to Spell Queller that, and then they play a land and Lightning Bolt our Spell Queller, we're just crazy behind. They had the Bolt. Okay. 3 cards in hand for them. We can take hits from a 1/2 all day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for 17 turns anyway. Nothing. Now seems like a good time to hold up Spell Queller.
Mm.
They've cast 2 Lightning Bolts. They probably have a Braid in the deck. Not in hand, but in the deck. I don't know what the current consensus is for a Fatal Push in this deck. But Spell Queller is a nice one to just sort of as long as you're careful about letting them get Revolt at will, you can protect your Spell Queller pretty well.
Right.
This Echoing Truth is looking good. Cool, I think I'm just going to play Spell Queller on this turn.
Cool.
Wanderer's looking good too. So now we can just start attacking. They'll probably tap out to cast Faithless Looting. And then we can Echoing Truth in their combat step. Are
you considering sacrificing here?
No. Thinking about how badly this could go. Alright, they discarded a Grim Lavamancer and a Terminate.
Interesting.
That's really good. They have less removal. Also, now we know that they play Terminate, which is relevant for the rest of this game, and definitely if we go to a game 3. This is the perfect window for Echoing Truth. Now they're even like incentivized to like lightning bolt their own Flameblade Adept if they have it. Alright, cool. So we fade 8 damage there. They replay a 1/2.
We play Drogskull next turn.
Yep, we play Drogskull and attack for 6.
So we'll wait for him.
I mean, Hollow 1 plus Angler is like a lot of power on the board if they just do that right now. I think that's what they're doing. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. Oh. Alright, so we're going to have to counter the... we're going to have to counter the Flashback Faithless Looting. So here's a question about maximizing damage. So we attack for 3 here or 6. If we play a Drogskull Captain, we attack for 6. Then we're pressured into sacrificing the Wanderer to counter the Flashback Faithless Looting, which we can't even do if they play a land.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could attack for 3, put them to 14, pass, hold up Rattle Chains plus Path. If they try to Faithless Looting, we can flash in Rattle Chains. This goes up to 2 power. We sacrifice it to counter the Faithless Looting. We have Path still up. We Path this. And they only get us for 2 damage.
And then, so they're at 14.
They're at 14, and we have 6 the following turn, put it into 8. I think Drogskull is better. They only have 2 cards in hand. They're probably going to flashback Faithless Looting. Just a punch, but that seems like what they're probably going to do, or what they're hoping to do, and now they can't.
Do we even die to flashback Faithless Looting, though?
Not by itself. But flashback Faithless Looting lets them scope their hand a lot. They could find Flamewick Phoenix in the put a Flamewick Phoenix in the graveyard. They could find a Burning Inquiry or a Street Wraith, and things would get way worse. With 2 Flameblade Adepts on the board, it's hard to not want to counter the Faithless Looting. I think almost always that's the right idea. Hollow One's always a big beater. We want to hold the path to deal with Hollow One, but the Flame Blades we can actually sort of, modulate a little bit on our terms. The Faithless Looting in the graveyard's not scary. The Faithless Looting that might be in their hand is scary, because we can't counter that. Going for the flashback. Collective brutality, -2/-2. Do they escalate? Lose life, gain 2 life.
Okay, so you still deaf. Oh.
Okay, so that has to happen. Okay, so now we know about collective brutality. It's good to just learn about these cards. 8 damage is not a lot because we have the path. Bloodghast. I didn't see what color mana they made. It's probably a Bloodghast. Angler. It's a lot of power. We can't play Drog Skull.
No.
We can attack them down to 10. In their turn, they have no cards in hand. On their turn, they'll try to flashback Faithless Looting. We flash and Rattle Chains. We counter Faithless Looting by sacrificing this. We
You can remove.
chump block the Hollow One and path the Angler.
Take 2.
We're almost surely dead, but I think those are our outs.
Right.
There's another option. Where we don't attack with anything. We let them flashback Faithless Looting. We counter it. We flash and Rattle Chains. We counter it. We double block Hollow One. And path the Angler. We lose all of our creatures, but we remove both of these instead of just chumping the Hollow One. No, I think we have to be more aggressive than that.
Yeah, I think you got
Trying to think of what our outs even are. The other Echoing Truth might be our only one. Okay, so we flash and Rattle Chains. This is the line we talked about. Trigger Mausoleum Wanderer. We'll give Rattle Chains itself hexproof so that it can definitely block. This thing gets to 2 power. Rattle Chains has hexproof. Faithless Looting on the stack. We counter it unless they pay 2. Okay, they go to combat. We chump block Angler. Or we chump block Hollow One. Path Angler. We go to 3. Still alive.
So now we just hope they don't have any discard effects.
Yeah. Attack for 3. Because, we we are never going to be able to block both of these for 2 turns. So, okay, we're dead.
Yep.
Played our outs. Didn't find any graveyard exiling effects. I think we submitted the right deck. I think we send it back.
Sure.
They collected Brutality, which means Selfless Spirit isn't as good. We saw Terminate. So Selfless Spirit might be good. Like Selfless or Thalia might be better than Eidolon. Thalia on the play is way better. So I think I want to.
Yeah, I don't even think Eidolon would be that great.
It can be. In the mid game, it means that they can't play a discard spell followed by a creature.
Right.
But on the play, I think Thalia is going to have more of an impact. We will be on the play. One land, Wanderer, Serum Visions. This is tricky. Because the Wanderer can counter their turn 1 spell.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can dig for a land. I think actually we have to keep this. I think turn 1 Wanderer with Serum Visions backup is good enough in this matchup that we keep a bad hand. Just for those 2 cards. I don't like that we have 2 3-drops in this hand. It's going to take a little while for this to get cleaned up, but at least we have a 2. And the Remorseful Cleric could be awesome. Who knows? Who knows, you idiot? Ugh. A lifetime of keeping up appearances.
Something tells me he doesn't feel bad at all.
Yeah, is he really that remorseful? You can't really tell from the art. He's definitely way more of like a guy than Nebelgas Herald, or I guess Supreme Phantom kind of is a guy. Mausoleum Wanderer's not a guy. Oh, the worst possible. Land. Ooh. Alright, come on. Land, lands. Hey!
And Supreme Phantom is awesome here, right?
Yeah, so we'll put this on top underneath the Delta. Because we already have one Supreme Phantom. And actually, the Remorseful Cleric, while not amazing, is okay against the Lavamancer. But yeah, I agree with you, Jake. I think just playing out Supreme Phantom is going to be humongo. And in fact, Supreme Phantom Drogspell Captain, our creatures get big enough that we can actually rumble with their hollow ones.
Okay, this is smart.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably going to play a wheel. Yeah, Faithless Looting. They already cycled a Street Wraith, so they could play 1 or more 0-mana hollow ones. I do like the Echoing Truth in this scenario, if that's what they do. Damn, we really consumed these, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Look at their exile. Discarded Tassiger and Wood of Foothills. I wonder what their hand looks like. They discarded Tasker, so they must have another Delve creature. So, I do think they have another Delve creature. For that reason, nah, I think we still just play with Remorseful Cleric. Just big booties. Take a hit or two from a hollow one. How'd they get down to 14? I guess fetch, shock, street wraith. Spring Phantom, still fine. They already used 1 bolt. We can take another hit like that and go to 10. Going to 10 is like now once we go. Oh my god, they do have another bolt. Jeez. Wow, they really had a nutter here, huh?
Kind of.
They got the hollow one, the Grim Lavamancer, and 2 bolts. That's like the perfect cards against us.
Do you think they have more bolts in? Oh, yeah, more bolts on the board.
I think they play all 4. I mean, okay, Rest in Peace is okay. There's a Faithless Looting in the graveyard, so I think this is a fine time to play it.
Sure.
Rest in Peace. So we go to 8. Following turn, we go to 3. It's going to be close. We're going to have to get by on the skin of our teeth here. Or they just bolt us and we die. Goblin Lore. Oh, are we dead? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah, we're dead.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
we won game 1.
Yep.
Somehow.
Should we be mulliganing to Rest in Peace, you think?
No, I don't think so. Like, that hand was almost got there.
Yeah.
If we had more Rest in Pieces, then mulliganing to it would be reasonable. We only have 2, so if we're acting like we're gonna draw it, the odds are we're actually just gonna mulligan ourselves into it and keep bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That's fine. Bad matchup. We took a game. It was pretty close all 3 games, so we're 2-1 now.